Hello students, today we will begin with the civics chapter 1, that is power sharing. Power sharing, what does this term power sharing means? We are speaking of democracy, we are living in modern democracies and power sharing is one of the very essential components of democracy. So ये पावर शेयरिंग होता क्या है ये हम देखेंगे. मॉडर्न पावर शेयरिंग जो होता है, पावर शेयरिंग बोलता है कि पावर शुड बी डिवाइडेड among as many persons or organization as possible. So democracy, the word democracy means demos and criteria, which means people's rule. So democracy चाहता है कि जितना से ज़्यादा people का पार्टिसिपेशन हो उतना बेहतर है. सो यहाँ पर पावर शेयरिंग एक बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट इशू है. आपका मॉडर्न डेमोक्रेसीज में डेमोक्रेसी सस्टेन करने के लिए पावर शेयरिंग इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो पावर शेयरिंग नहीं होता तो ये डेमोक्रेसी नहीं कहलाया जाएगा, ये डिक्टेटरशिप या ऑटोक्रेसी कहलाया जाएगा. सो इट इज़ वेरी नीड ऑफ द डे दैट पावर शेयरिंग मस्ट बी एंश्योर्ड इन डेमोक्रेसी. सो हम मॉडर्न मीन्स ऑफ पावर शेयरिंग ये चैप्टर में पढ़ेंगे, जो कि आप 9th क्लास में ऑलरेडी डेमोक्रेसीज़ के बारे में पढ़ चुके हो. सो एसेंशियल फैक्टर ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी इज़ पावर शेयरिंग. सो पावर शेयरिंग होता क्या है यहाँ पर हम बेसिकली पढ़ेंगे. सो एग्जाम्पल के साथ हम पहले आएंगे, ये टॉपिक को इंट्रोड्यूस किया जाएगा. देन वी विल कम व्हाट इज़ द मीनिंग ऑफ पावर शेयरिंग एंड व्हाट आर द अरेंजमेंट्स इन मॉडर्न डे पावर शेयरिंग. सो बेसिकली स्पीकिंग ऑफ द एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ पावर शेयरिंग, हम दो कंट्रीज़ के बारे में पहले पढ़ेंगे. वी वोंट टॉक एनीथिंग अबाउट पावर शेयरिंग नाउ, we will talk later on, but let's see what is happening in these two countries. One is Belgium and another is Sri Lanka. Belgium is a small country in Europe. It has half the population of our small state of Haryana. And here the population is divided on the basis of linguistic origins. Every country has differences in its population. There is different composition of population in every country of the world. So here, speaking of the differences in the composition of the population is divided on the basis of language. यहाँ पर दो भाषा important भाषा हैं, that is Dutch and the French language. यहाँ का जो एथनिक कंपोजिशन है बहुत ही डाइवर्स है, यहाँ का पॉपुलेशन और बहुत ही क्लमजी है. सो लेट्स स्पीक ऑफ द डिवीजन ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन. यहाँ पर जो कंट्री है बेल्जियम, ये बेल्जियम को दो हिस्सों में डिवाइड किया गया है. फर्स्ट इज़ द कंट्री एंड नेक्स्ट इज़ द कैपिटल सिटी ब्रसल्स. कैपिटल सिटी ब्रसल्स को छोड़ दिया जाए और कंट्री का बात करें तो कंट्री में दो रीजन्स हैं. वन इज़ वलोनियन रीजन एंड अनदर इज़ द फ्लेमिश रीजन. यहाँ पर दो इम्पॉर्टेंट कैटेगरीज ऑफ पॉपुलेशन है भाषा के हिसाब से, लैंग्वेज के हिसाब से. एक है डच भाषा और दूसरा है फ्रेंच भाषा. 59% का लोग जो हैं फ्लेमिश रीजन में रहते हैं और वो डच भाषा बोलते हैं. दैट इज़ द मेजोरिटी लैंग्वेज हियर इन द कंट्री. 59% of the people are living in the Flemish region and speaking Dutch language. Rest are 40% people are living in Wallonia region and they are speaking French language. Rest 1% are people are Germans. They could be living in any of this territory. नेक्स्ट कमिंग टू द कैपिटल सिटी ब्रसल्स में अनदर पिक्चर देखने को मिलता है जहाँ पर फ्रेंच माइनॉरिटी था कंट्री में, यहाँ पर फ्रेंच मेजोरिटी हो जाता है. 80% यहाँ पर पॉपुलेशन जो है वो फ्रेंच लोग हैं and 20% are Dutch people. So there was a deep tension between these people during 1960s. There was a deep tension between the French and Dutch communities in Belgium. The reason of tension was that though French were a minority community in the country, they were highly developed, they were educated and they got the resources, and development was quite more in the case of French than as compared to your Dutch. सो मेजोरिटी होते हुए भी डच का इकोनॉमिक प्रोग्रेस ज़्यादा नहीं था, एजुकेटेड नहीं थे डच. वेरएस माइनॉरिटी होते हुए भी फ्रेंच बहुत आगे निकल गए थे. दे वर एजुकेटेड ऑल्सो एंड दे वर हैविंग मनी एंड इकोनॉमिक प्रॉस्पेरिटी. सो देर क्रिएटेड ए सीरीज ऑफ टेंशन बिटवीन दिस फ्रेंच एंड डच कम्युनिटी in this country, Belgium. Next we'll come to our island country, very close neighbor of India, that is Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka presented a very special problem. The problem was that here the people were divided not only on the basis of language but also on the basis of religion also. So the majority linguistic group here was Sinhala. The majority linguistic group here was Sinhala. यहाँ पर majority language वाले group थे Sinhala. वो native people हैं श्रीलंका के और वो वहाँ पर सदियों से वो लोग वहाँ पर रहते आ रहे हैं. 74% इनका कंट्रीब्यूशन था टोटल पॉपुलेशन के लिए. 74% वे सिंहला. 18% है यहाँ पर तमिल्स. श्रीलंका में 18% वे तमिल्स। तमिल्स को दो कैटेगरीज में फिर से डिवाइड किया गया है, श्रीलंकन तमिल्स और इंडियन तमिल्स। श्रीलंकन तमिल्स आर द नेटिव श्रीलंकन्स देयर whose language was Tamil, and the rest were Indian Tamils. The Indian Tamils were those Tamils whose forefather had gone from India to Sri Lanka to work as plantation worker during the colonial people period. So from that time they have settled over there and they have continued their living. So the country was shared between the Sinhala and the Tamil communities. So everything was going smooth and fine, but suddenly during 1956 there was some series of majoritarian measures which were taken here in Sri Lanka. What were the majoritarian measures? What is majoritarianism? Majoritarianism means where the majority community tries to take advantage of the minorities. They try to oppress the minority in whatever way they possible. That is what is called as a majoritarianism. यानी कि मेजोरिटी कम्युनिटी डोमिनेट होने का कोशिश करता है माइनॉरिटीज़ के ऊपर, उसको हम बोलते हैं मेजोरिटेरियनिज्म। 1956 में श्रीमावो भंडार नायके बोलकर प्राइम मिनिस्टर वहाँ के बने, जो कि बहुत सारे रिप्रेसिव मेजर लिए ताकि तमिल्स वो देश छोड़कर वो अलग कहीं पर रेफ्यूजीज होकर चले जाए। So what were the steps taken by the majoritarian government? Here let's come. First one was that the only official language of the state would be Sinhala, disregarding Tamil. Second is for university position and job applications, only Sinhala candidate will be given preference, without any kind of thinking about the Tamil candidates. Next is the state shall protect and foster Buddhism. These were all the steps which were degradatory in nature and which harmed the Tamil community. There began a series of alienation for which both the communities, Sinhala and Tamil, began to get separated. And the Tamil community demanded that the north and east of Sri Lanka should be Tamil territory, because the Tamils were in majority in those areas and they tried to take the governance in their hand. It resulted into a violent form, and the Sri Lankan government tried to suppress this activity, but it turned into vain, and there was a very violent civil war which disrupted the economic activity of Sri Lanka, which has a very excellent economic record. It disrupted. There was a loss of life and property in Sri Lanka only because of the civil war. It resulted into formation of a group also, a militant group which was very famous militant group, that is LTTE, Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam. Eelam was the separate Tamil state which they were demanding. Under the leadership of Velupillai Prabhakaran, the LTT group bound leaps and bounds, and they tried to subjugate the government. But ultimately, the civil war resulted into the crush of the economic development and prosperity of Sri Lanka. It ruined the majority and it ruined the minority also. They were not able to lead a very peaceful life in Sri Lanka only because of this alienation between the two communities of Tamils and Sinhalas. Next will come to the accommodation of power in Belgium. What were the changes which were brought about in Belgium which made the two communities come together and live together in a harmonious way? That we will come. Between 1970 and 1993 चार बार बेल्जियम का कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को चेंज किया जाता है, जिसमें कि पावर शेयरिंग को मोर एडॉप्टिव किया जाता है और मोर ल्यूक्रेटिव होकर दोनों कम्युनिटीज़ को सपोर्ट करने जैसा पावर शेयरिंग अरेंजमेंट्स लिया जाता है ये देश में. सो लेट्स फाइंड आउट व्हाट वर द पावर शेयरिंग अरेंजमेंट्स. 1970 एंड 1993 दिस वाज अ क्रूशियल पीरियड. 4 टाइम्स यहाँ पर पावर चेंजिंग होता है और अमेंडमेंट होता है, करेक्शन होता है अपने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में, बेल्जियम का कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में, सो दैट इट कुड एकोमोडेट बोथ द communities to live together, both the French and the Dutch communities to live together. So first step, the central government approved that there will be equal number of ministers. Both French and Dutch ministers equal number के रहेंगे और कोई भी proposal को पास करने के लिए equal number of ministers from both the communities should be present, irrespective of minority और majority. यहाँ पर दोनों linguistic group के ministers को equal importance दिया गया. Next coming to the power sharing, पहला तो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट में इक्वल नंबर ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स रहे. सेकंड में बोला गया कि देयर विल बी सम अमाउंट ऑफ पावर विच विल गिवन फ्रॉम द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट टू द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, central government to the state government, and the state government are not subordinate to the central government. So there was equal amount of power sharing between both the center and the state. Now Brussels also got the same kind of governance. वहाँ पर भी equal number of ministers रहे, as the central government has ensured that there will be equal number of ministers from both the communities. Now Brussels had also got the same plan. There will be equal number of ministers, and they will not be able to pass a proposal or policy without the concurrence of both the level of ministers. There is a separate government in special government in Brussels, that is the community government. Community government, here representatives of both the French, Dutch and the German communities are sent, and they are elected here, and they take decision basis on their education, on the regard to their education, linguistic, cultural and other kind of issues are taken at the community government. So Brussels, this type of arrangement of power may seems to be very messy. The Belgium government power sharing method seems to be very messy, but this has proved to be very fruitful, and they have continued power sharing till date, and there has been no kind of social conflict until now. And Brussels represented a very peaceful negotiation for both the communities. So when the European Union was formed, Brussels was chosen to be the headquarters of European Union. So now the headquarters of European Union is Brussels. So we came across these two countries. One was Belgium and another was Sri Lanka. Belgium, they handled the problem very efficiently. They had the sharing of power between both of the communities, and it was a easy and very good natural dispersion of power, which created a harmonious attitude between both of the natives of Belgium. But in Sri Lanka, the majority community tried to suppress the minority community, which responded into civil war, a violent civil war, which disrupted whole of the economic activity of Sri Lanka. It caused damage to life and property of Sri Lanka, and the excellent reputation of economic development was ruined over here. So from these two examples, we can see that if there is power sharing, it reduces the conflict. There is less of political instability, and there is a harmonious attitude of living between the communities inside the country. So this was about the two examples. Next will come why power sharing is desirable, यानी कि power sharing क्यों होना चाहिए. इसके लिए हमारे पास दो reasons हैं. One is prudential reason and another one is moral reason. Why power sharing is desirable, इसका दो reason हमारे पास रहेगा, prudential reason और moral reason. Prudential reason मतलब होता है कि upon careful calculations और prudence के हिसाब से हम लेते हैं ये reason को, इसको हम बोलते हैं prudential reason for power sharing. पावर शेयरिंग से क्या होता है, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट रिड्यूस होता है. इट रिड्यूसेस द पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट बिटवीन डिफरेंट सोशल ग्रुप्स. डिफरेंट सोशल ग्रुप्स यानी कि डिफरेंट कम्युनिटीज़ के भीतर क्या होता है कि हमारा पावर शेयरिंग करने से उन लोगों का जो डिस्प्यूट्स होता है वो रिड्यूस हो जाता है. कॉन्फ्लिक्ट जो होगा, मनमुटाव जो होगा, वो रिड्यूस हो जाता है या फिर नहीं होता है बिकॉज ऑफ पावर शेयरिंग. एवरीवन इज सेटिस्फाइड इन दिस काइंड ऑफ पावर शेयरिंग. नेक्स्ट वी विल सी दैट पावर शेयरिंग नहीं होगा तो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट होगा, वायलेंस होगा, ब्लडशेड होगा, और इससे पॉलिटिकल इंस्टेबिलिटी होगा. पॉलिटिकल इंस्टेबिलिटी मतलब बार बार सरकार बदलता रहेगा, उसका पॉलिसी बदलता रहेगा, इससे देश का कोई डेवलपमेंट होने वाला है नहीं. सो प्रूडेंशियल, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज अ प्रूडेंशियल रीजन फॉर पावर शेयरिंग. पावर शेयरिंग होने से क्या होता है, सोशल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट रिड्यूस होता है, वेरियस कम्युनिटीज़ हार्मोनियस रूप से एक देश में रह सकते हैं. Next we will come to the moral reason for power sharing. Power sharing is called as a spirit of democracy. It is the very spirit of the democracy. यानी कि डेमोक्रेसी का अदर मतलब ही है पावर शेयरिंग. यदि पावर शेयरिंग नहीं हुआ तो डेमोक्रेसी ही नहीं रहा. So basically, so if we are not ensuring power sharing, then we are not having democracy. So this is the meaning here. So we have got the two set of reason. One was the prudential reason for power sharing, and the second set of reason was the moral reason for power sharing. Next level teaches us about what are the different power sharing arrangement between democracies. Within the democracies, what are the different sort of power sharing arrangement which we have carried out, and what we are practicing in modern days. So from the French Revolution itself, we have the government has been sharing power between the executive, legislature and the judiciary. The legislature makes laws, executive implements the law, and if there is a conflict, the judiciary resolves it. This is the organs of the government, and it is also called as a horizontal distribution of power. It is very mandatory for a democracy that the organs of the government must be classified and they must act accordingly. It is also called as the system of checks and balance, because nobody can exercise paramount power, arbitrary power. If one organ is exercising, the other organ will counter over it. So it is also called as a system of checks and balance. Next, coming to vertical distribution of power. The vertical distribution of power, that India is a federal form of government. There are different tiers of government. Different tiers of government are ruling the same citizen. It is also called federal system of governance. The central government is there for the whole country. Then we have the levels, the state government at the state level. Then we have district level administration, then panchayati raj. So different set of government are there, and they are ruling the same citizen. If every tier of government is constitutionally guaranteed, and nobody can challenge the power of this government, they have the jurisdiction, they have their own source of revenue, and they work accordingly. So this is the second form of power sharing. This is called as a vertical distribution of power. So next we will speak that power is shared among different social communities. Different social communities, different organization, power is shared in modern democracies. So between Hindus, Muslim, Christians, there is power sharing. So every community has equal role. Nobody is majority, nobody is a minority. Everyone has a equal role in democracy. Here everybody has to work in accordance so that the government would run smooth and fine. Next speaking, there is a power sharing between different political parties, different pressure groups, and different movement groups. Political parties, so many parties contest election, they form the government, and nowadays the government are coalition government. गठबंधन सरकार जिससे बोलते हैं. Various small parties come together and they form also the national level government. इससे different ideologies को representation मिलता है और power sharing भी होता है. इसके अलावा प्रेशर ग्रुप्स का बात बोलना चाहिए तो प्रेशर ग्रुप्स वो ग्रुप्स होते हैं जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस होते हैं, वो गवर्नमेंट के ऊपर प्रेशर डालते हैं ताकि उनका बात को माना जाए. Teachers union, doctors union, lawyers, these are all examples of different type of pressure groups. In order to benefit their member of their groups, they try to put pressure on the government. These are called as a pressure groups. Next, coming to movement group. Movement group also share power. They also similarly try to convince the government and try to pressurize the government to attain certain goals or objectives. Examples of movement groups would be anti-liquor movement, environmental movement, women welfare movement, anti-dowry movement. These are all examples of different type of movement group. So we have got 4 types of different power sharing arrangement which are carried out in the modern democracies. This is the end of your first chapter, that is power sharing. Thank you.